Those are your own. But just keep in mind that the views, information, or opinions expressed on the Tuddle Daily Podcast are solely those of the individuals involved and do not necessarily represent those of our sponsors. Yeah, it's called free speech, people. Nobody's forcing you to listen. Get ready.
We'll be changing this up, by the way.
The all-time greatest intern/producer we've ever had, of course, Tuddle. Tuddle in Florida.
From the Hobo Fish Camp, it's the Tuddle Daily Podcast.
No wonder nobody likes you, Tuddle. Everything's a goddamn debate.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. Hopefully you guys enjoyed your day. Hopefully it wasn't that rough. Mondays can be bad sometimes. You know, when my relationship was not going great, I shouldn't even say relationship, say marriage. I love Mondays. What up, Raymond B? See, look, I can put him up there now. Yippee yo. I know you can see it down there at the bottom. A couple of ways you can get a hold of me. Tuddle@gmail.com. That's Tuddle with two D's. TUDDLE@gmail.com. Or you can give me a call. I can take live phone calls now. If you have not caught the new version of the Tuddle Daily Podcast, you can call in now. 407-270-3044. On today's show, going to talk about the world's tallest teenager is playing basketball in Florida. Going to get to that because I got, it's kind of sad. And I don't want to blow how tall he is until I get to the news story. One town has been having a problem because New York City likes to ship down their human waste, poop, and they've been parking these trains and they're dumping it out there, and the residents are not having it. There was also a woman down in South Florida, and I don't know how this, a pack of dogs could kill me. They would have a better chance, but I'll be damned if I'm going to let one dog kill me. This woman, I mean, think about that. She works at a animal rescue. She rescued this dog. And by the way, I will never be around a strange dog without a pocket knife or a knife or something. Yeah, it's a crazy story, Raymond B. I also got a video. I was going through Sanford today, and I went because I haven't been there in a while. The last time I was down at the historical baseball field in Sanford, Florida, Jackie Robinson also played on this field. You know who else? My dad coached on that field. My dad coached a women's professional baseball team, and I'll get into that. Don't forget, give me a call here. And guys, come on. Hook me up. Because I told you, like, a lot of people ask me, is like, hey, why aren't you cursing as much? It's on the internet. You could do that. Well, because I don't want to get, like, minimalized when it comes to my ads. So, you know, there's a tip jar. You can do it on a couple of the platforms if you want to. Throw me some money. Like I said, I'm a stripper up there, making it clap for you guys. So help me out. Going to get into this story that I talked about earlier. IMG. What is up with IMG? This kid is 7'5". I think he's only 15 years old. And the reason I said that this is sad is because usually these big guys like that, no, please do not do that to me. Am I still streaming? I hope I am, because this is locked up Willie on me again. God damn it, man. Is this how it's going to be? Wait, page is unresponsive. Am I even on right now? Vulture, can you text me? Am I even streaming? What should I do? I'm not going to touch it. Matter of fact, it's for Jesus Christ almighty. All right. Guys, I'm back now. I know that. No, don't log in. I'm here. I'm here. I got it. I don't know what is going on with this. I guess I can only have so many windows open. Yeah, I know. I guess I can only have so many windows open. Oh, Jesus Christ. What the? Anyways, let me get into this. Now I know, like,
IMG.
When he's back here juggling a bunch of balls. This kid's 7'5". He plays at IMG Academy.
IMG basketball player Olivier Rioux always seems to be the center of attention.
It's not something you can hide from. You can't put on a hat and not be 7'5" anymore.
You heard right.
All right. Well, it seems like I might have one of my first. Hey, if you're a moderator, can you get rid of that love face, please? Yes, and I am broadcasting. I'm working on the logo. Vulture was able to cut a sweet deal for me. MyEasyWireless.com is going to be the studio sponsor of the Tuddle Daily Podcast. And let's get some people in here, man. You know, now I know that I shouldn't let it bother me, but stuff like that, you know, I know that I'm back on, but it just really, really screws up my flow. But this kid's 7'5", and he's from another country. And wait until you hear him talk, because all these giant kids, they don't live long. Andre the Giant was in constant pain of just because he was so goddamn big.
Ali is 7'5", and at 15 years old, he stands as the tallest teenager in the world, according to the Guinness.
All right, I'm just going to say it. Everybody is thinking it. What's his penis like? Big? Because you would think a big guy, big penis, big feet, big penis, because they do show his size. And I know I shouldn't be talking about a teenager's penis, but oh well.
World records.
My mom is 6'2",
And why do giants always have this deep, like, they sound like a caveman? I bet IMG, I don't even know. I think IMG might be a private school. That's the thing about private schools in the state of Florida. They can recruit. They can recruit and bring people in, because as far as I know, this kid is from another country, because we don't grow 7 foot 5 inch teenagers here in the United States.
my dad is 6'8".
Height runs in the Canadian big man's family. Here's his size 20 shoe next to my humble.
Now, you just can't roll up into a sneaker shop, right? And like, hey, I need a size 20. They don't have size 20s in stock. You can't go to the Foot Locker, say, hey, I need a 20. Now, would that even be like kid size? Because he is only 15. You know, like when you're that tall, everybody is looking at you when you walk into the room. Like you are the center of attention.
Size 10.
When I was 10, 11, 12, I started going and it was getting fast because like
He talks like it. I was getting fast. I could run. I could jump. I could catch.
week I was like getting
From you can't put on a hat and not be 7'5" anymore.
I'm
mom is 6'2" and my dad is 6'8".
Height run. Here's his size 20 shoe next to my
guys.
humble
Didn't get a lot
size
of
10.
sleep last
When I
night.
was 10, 11, 12, I started going and it was getting fast because like week, I was like,
And by the way, he's from Canada. He's from Canada. He's not even from Mother Russia. Maybe he is from Mother Russia by the way of Canada, like he's a wrestler.
I was like taller than every kids in my school.
At 7'5", Ollie is a giant on the basketball court. And of course, that has its advantages.
This is so hacky when the reporters try to make themselves about the story. And Christopher Didmeyer says, you have to custom order those. There's nobody that stocks those, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I mean, I got to agree with you. But how many like tries did it take for this reporter to get his highlight throwing a no-look alley-oop to a 7'5", 15-year-old kid?
7'5", Ollie is a giant on the basketball court. And of course, that has its advantages.
Does he even have to jump to dunk? And at 15, is he going to be one of the tallest people in the world at 7'5", at 15 years old? Ugh. You know that kid's got to eat a lot.
Ollie is not just big, he's talented. He's a phenomenal passer. He can shoot the three and finish at the rim. First-year head.
Yeah, no kidding. He was still on 1 foot. He was still on 1 foot when he just dunked that basketball. And big men like that always look awkward. I think that's why Andre the Giant was so like good at what he did, because they said Andre could like do backflips. They said Andre could jump off the top rope. Maybe not the top rope, maybe the second rope. And he was pretty agile. This guy just looks awkward. But when you're that tall and you're a teenager, it's got to be like a double S sandwich.
Coach Jeremy Schiller's goal is to maximize his potential.
The biggest thing when you first meet him, you're concerned is he skilled? Can he move? What's his motor like? Does he like basketball? Those are things you're nervous.
Well, he's not going to tell you if he likes basketball or not. It's probably how his family got into the country. Like, hey, we know people in immigration. We can make you or get you a work visa. You could be a exchange student. That, like I said, that's what happens with a lot of these private schools. My last baseball game that I pitched in high school was against Jacksonville Bulls. And Jacksonville Bulls, a lot of people probably like think and so like, man, Jacksonville Bulls, that sounds familiar. It's where Chipper Jones went. Chipper Jones from Pearson, Florida, Volusia County, went up there. They room, board, fed up in Jacksonville to play baseball. Father Lopez here in Volusia County, private school. They got the best of the best players. And I just don't think it's fair for the private school kids because you get a lot of jobbers in private school.
About when you're meeting a 7'5" kid and starting to work with him. And the first thing is he loves basketball. So that's huge because some kids are just tall.
He's got more underarm hair than I do. And I talked about how I had to, all rugged men are from Jacksonville. You're not even from Jacksonville, Vulture.
And people make them do it.
Ryu is proof that embracing what makes you unique can help you reach new
He's rocking the pink socks too.
heights. In Bradenton, Kyle Berger, ABC Action News.
Kyle Berger, can't believe that you made yourself a part of the story. I probably would have done the same thing. I do a lot of hack ass stuff. You know what? I'm trying to figure out what I want to go to next. I mentioned that I went to Sanford and I went to this old time baseball stadium. That is a great thing about baseball. Baseball is one of those sports where, like you play on a basketball court, same dimensions. Play on a football field, same dimensions. Baseball field, every baseball field has like unique characteristics to it. Oh, I can't play that. Oh, man. Well, I'm out of luck there. It's got to be a different codec. I'm gonna play this one. This is actually a I got some questions when it comes
Jacob Showalter
down in I think it was down in South Florida. No, Oklahoma news. Because I've always wondered this. Whenever there's a domestic dispute against a man or a woman, or a man and a woman, like, you know, the stereotypical marriage that everybody thinks of, 9 times out of 10, the guy is either going to have to leave his own house or he's going to jail. That is just the way that it works. Hold on, I got to get over here. It's just the way that it works, people. The guy is always going to have to leave. But in this next story, the cops had to be called out because this same-sex couple, 2 gay men, got into a domestic dispute. And when the cops pulled up,
Jacob hoping it would result in his boyfriend's death.
His lover with a rolling pin.
Norman police say Jacob.
I gotta tell you, if it was one of those old-style rolling pins, you know that's gotta hurt. It's gonna be a stinger when you get hit by one of those old-style rolling pins.
Showalter hit his boyfriend in the head 6 times with a rolling pin. And Showalter even told police he planned out this attack.
Now, is a rolling pin considered a deadly weapon? I mean, bakers do it. Bakers use them all the time. Hey, thank you, Alien Bolin. Here, see, I'm going to pitch you right up there so people can see it. Looking professional. Don't forget, you can cheer, can tip me. Maybe the show just sucks tonight. That's why. I mean, the numbers are kind of light. Look, this is something that I'm building. I know that a lot of people are probably just like, oh, Tuddle, this is pathetic. This is pathetic that you are actually broadcasting to 9 people right now. And it could be more. Who knows? But I am broadcasting from the, put it up there right there, myeasywireless.com studios. Go to their website. Got to tell you, I had a conversation with some of their promotional people, and I'm excited to be able to work with them. So myeasywireless.com. But who ends up going when it is a same-sex marriage, a domestic dispute? Because, like I had mentioned, the guys are usually asked to leave. Even if they did nothing, if they didn't do anything wrong, they're still asked to leave. But obviously, you're going to ask the guy to leave. Well, they didn't have to ask him to leave. He left in handcuffs because when the cop rolled up, he was beating his boyfriend with that said rolling pin.
Hoping it would result in his boyfriend's death.
Norman 911. My neighbor just ran out of his garage screaming, and he was saying help, and somebody was bashing him in the head with something.
Why does this not happen? Well, there was a lot of drama that did happen at the Hobo Fish Camp. I don't think I'm going to get a lot of that here. Definitely not going to get a lot of that here. But, like, I would love, see, and you would think that this is a Florida story. I thought it was, but no, this is Oklahoma.
And he's bleeding from his head.
A Norman man pleading for his neighbor's help after being viciously attacked.
A male had ran across the street and had bleeding from his head. He was telling them that he had been.
All right. So, all right. I got, please. I don't know all the terminology and stuff. But this is a same-sex marriage. Are the roles can it be 2 guys? Obviously, it's 2 guys. But what up, Jake Hudson? Jake's been helping me out a lot with getting this StreamYard stuff up, as well as my cousin Billy. But was this the dom, or was this the top or the bottom that was beating and using the rolling pin? See, these are the type of questions that the reporters need to be asking, but they can't because it's not politically correct. It's not PC.
Attacked in his residence by someone that he knew.
When officers got there,
not a lot of sun in Oklahoma, I guess. Look at this. Holy vampire. And I know that women that have darker hair are going to be a little bit more paler just because of the comparison. And her eyebrows are really well done.
When officers got there, they found the alleged attacker, 25-year-old.
Okay. What up, Roscoe? Now, this right here just shows you that you can't judge a book by its cover, because this guy right here, he looks like Volusia County copper stealing meth head. And this guy is in a same-sex marriage with the guy that this is the guy that was brandishing the rolling pin. It's shocking, to say the least.
Jacob Showalter sitting in his garage.
Hey, you don't have any weapons on you right now, do you?
No, I just got a baking item. I got some cookie cutters. I mean, there's nothing that's going to poke you in my pockets. Got some old style Christmas cookie cutters. Drop the rolling pin. Can somebody please, get rid of this spammer? And what's kind of funny is this vulture playing with me here, because it says XYZ, and Vulture XYZ is my producer. So, Vulture, funny joke, buddy.
No knives, nothing like that?
Show off.
Just to roll. Once again, you would think Florida all day, but it's not.
Walter striking his boyfriend with that rolling pin 6 times, causing blood to pour from.
How many whacks with a rolling pin does it take for you to get to the center of your lover's head?
The victim's head.
Officers did see that he had sustained several lacerations on his head and neck and already had some bruising.
Showalter telling police he pre-planned this attack.
Based on some of.
All right, so a rolling pin is not the ideal weapon when you're planning. A rolling pin kind of seems like a weapon of I broke. I've had enough. My other half is bitching at me all day. Caught me maybe texting my ex, and all of a sudden he just started to whack me with a rolling pin.
His frustrations that were existing in the relationship that was pre-existing between these two individuals.
Court documents say Showalter was, quote, tired of how the victim complains about everything.
See, I guess every relationship, gay, straight, lesbian, transgender, they deal with the same issues. We're all just humans, and we get on each other's nerves, and we've all been with a complainer. You can't do anything right. You sneeze or cough wrong. Oh, why do you got to sneeze so loud? Bitch, you talk about my sneezing. I will go in the kitchen and get the rolling pin.
And that he snapped, and he hoped he would be able to kill him. Thankfully, the victim survived, but police say this easily could have turned deadly.
We were talking.
I know this is going to sound hacky. You know how lawyers like to rhyme? No, see, that won't even work. The fingerprints aren't on the roll. See, I can't do it. I was gonna try to rhyme roll with parole, and I failed.
About a solid wood object such as a rolling pin that could cause death to someone in an attack of this nature.
Showalter's facing felony charges. Now, Norman police say they're not sure if he's been released from jail yet.
All right, man. Thank you. Holy green. All right. So what I'm going to try to do is share the screen, because I do want to show you this ballpark that I went to today, because it is pretty cool that Jackie Robinson played on the same field that my dad actually coached on. And it was a professional women's baseball team. And everybody's probably like, oh, how the hell did your dad end up being a coach of a professional women's baseball team? And I'll tell you how. I think I'm gonna bog it down again. You can see all the stuff that I watch. Some pretty weird stuff. So come on, thinking. Oh, man, I got to remember to watch that Batman trailer. So this is the historic Sanford Memorial Stadium. It's in Sanford, Florida. It's where Jackie Robinson got one of his first starts. Pre-roll.
I call it the wheel.
All right, there we go. Get rid of that. Let's get out of here. All right, so look at this, guys.
So I had to go to Orlando.
So I went to Orlando today. All right, so this is in Sanford, Florida, and it still has that little old style feel, especially when I pan around. Thank you, T-Bone. But yeah, my dad. So let me get into that story real quick before I do this. So my dad used to pay a former major league pitcher, Bob Sabra. He is from Florida, lived in here. His son played at Ormond Beach. I think he's a scout for one of the major league teams. And I was getting a pitching lesson, and this guy, and come to find out, the guy was a snake oil salesman that was like the commissioner of the women's league. We should have known that. Should have known that the league was not going to do that well when DeLeon Springs, Florida got a franchise. It was the DeLeon Springs Diamonds. But my dad took it. And it was great. My dad almost ran the table as a manager of that team. I think they only lost one game, but they played the championship game here at this historic stadium that Jackie Robinson played in Sanford and won the championship. They've done some renovations, but it still has that old style, old ballpark feel.
All right, so I had to go to Orlando today, and I had to drive through Sanford, taking some of the back roads. And one of the reasons why I wanted to come by and see this field, it's an old historical baseball field.
See, look at that. People sat in these stands to watch Jackie Robinson. Crazy. And they did. They kind of kept the old style feel of the place. I think Seminole High School plays some of their games here as well.
In stadium. And Jackie Robinson actually played at this stadium. But the reason why it's sentimental to me, my dad ended up coaching a women's baseball team.
I mean, I will say this. We had a ringer from Japan. Her name was Keiko Suzuki, I think it was. She was like living out at the farm in DeLeon Springs. She needed a place to live. She's a great shortstop and a pitcher. She could hit the ball. The catcher we had, oh man, she was built like Mike Allstott, and she could rip him. She could rip him right over the fence. A lot of same-sex couples on that baseball team as well, too. But everybody was nice. My dad loved it. My dad always said that some of the greatest times in his life, well, he did say one of the greatest things that he was the most proud of was coaching my Little League baseball team when we beat Pearson, because Pearson, Florida kicked our ass every single year, and he got a kick out of that.
Professional baseball team. They ended up winning the championships, and Sanford had a team. They had the DeLeon Springs Diamonds, and we were actually in that dugout. I helped my dad out the whole entire summer with that. I don't know. Since my dad passed away and stuff, I just wanted to come out here and check it out. Might be a little corny.
Wait, that was it? Whoa. Huh. I got to go back and check that out. I'm having all types of technical. I am. This sucks. I'm sorry, guys. Anyways, I'm going to get into a couple of other things. Oh, you know what? All right. So I ended up, I got to get into this. there's some TV shows that I've been watching that have been crazy. I ended up finally finishing season 4, part 1 of Ozark. And it's really, really good. And my mom is like really into this show now. She loves it. Like, I think she is out there right now actually watching the first episode of season 4. But Euphoria. I can't believe I can't find that story now, but there's something called doom watching. I think it has something to do with the same type of people that go to the gore sites to want to be able to see stuff that you most likely, well, nowadays you can see some of that stuff here in America, but I'm talking like the cartel videos and the stuff like that. But Euphoria, man, it gives me some anxiety sometimes because the show is just about, and by the way, I got my theories on Euphoria. I think Euphoria is basically all written by Lexi. I think there's no way that every kid, well, this group of kids in this school could be that messed up. But maybe that's this. I know I'm going to sound like an old man when I say this. The kids today, they might be that way. But sometimes people do. Doom watching is a thing now. Every Sunday around 9 p.m., Maddie, Bone, and her 5 roommates, all in their 20s and 30s, dim the lights in their Brooklyn apartment, fire up the projector, and turn on HBO Max with subtitles. I don't know why they would do that. Just in case the J train. When I first read that, the J train, I was like, ooh, I know what the J stands for. But no, there is a J train up in the Brooklyn area. They also brew a pot of sleepy time tea, not to help them drift off, but to keep their nerves at bay while they watch their heart-racing fever dream. That is Euphoria. Why do we do that? Why do we? Is it some kind of like pain thing? Like you can't find a dominatrix, so I'm gonna watch a TV show and give myself anxiety, and I can't sleep. Maybe that's why I had a hard time sleeping, and I don't even know it. Because everybody has mental health issues. Everybody is hitting hard drugs. Like the kids are like, they get heroin, cocaine. I'm telling you right now, when I was in high school, no way that I could ever get good luck trying to get my hands on some pot. But for some reason, they're able to get their hands on some smack, oxys, fentanyl. I mean, it's all over the place. And it is kind of hard to watch. But last night, man, they get so weird. This one kid, that's the jock, that's the bully. And I'm not even going to mention the names because I don't want to ruin anything, but he was having a dream. He was hooking up with this trans girl that goes to school because he's got a crush on her. But his dad ended up having sex with that said trans girl in real life, but he was having a dream that he was hooking up with the trans girl, and then all of a sudden he was the trans girl, but not actually the trans girl. He was himself, and his dad was having sex with him. And I'm like, this is the shock jocks. This show is the shock jock of scripted drama TV. It's like every week they try to outdo themselves. And come on, HBO, get off your ass. I know that you guys had a pandemic and stuff, but only 8 episodes. We only got 8 episodes in the first season. Yep, starting to get that tinnitus in my ears from all the years of wearing GD headphones. But do you guys have any of those shows? Because I've always said this about radio. I like to do fun radio, talking about my personal experiences and stuff. We get a lot more people in here. I Thanks to everybody that's joining. You can hit me up in the chat room. I can take live phone calls now as well. You can see that down at the bottom, 407-270-3044. Wonder what's up with Fozzie. I don't see Fozzie in here tonight. I got to get the Google Voice up. You guys can give me a call now if you guys would like to chat with me. I love engaging with the supporters of the show. You can do that, 407-270-3044. I would also like to hear some of those shows, because back to what I was saying about radio, I like to keep it light, but I don't get out as much anymore. I don't have the experiences. That's why I'm trying to get out and film some content and stuff. Oh, yeah. Give me a call, Tampa dude. I'll talk to you. I seen it on the podcast. Cool place. Yeah, so you can easily do that. And if you're in the chat room right now, help spread the word. If you don't want to help out financially or tip me, I know that I'm kind of panhandling tonight. I did spend a lot of money on this equipment, but I did save up. And thanks to you guys, I'm able to now broadcast live and do what I'm doing now. But this doom watching, some of these shows, do you guys have any of those? Because I know, like, when I was ironworking and I was working part-time at the radio station, I wanted something lighthearted. Who wants to, like, it's like you're a cutter. You're cutting yourself because you want to feel bad watching a bunch of other people having, or a bunch of made-up people have horrible lives just like yourself. And it's crazy because I remember when I first started working in radio, and this is when all the gore sites. I know, Amy, I gotta get caught up on Peaky Blinders. I only watched the first episode, and I know it's amazing. I mean, anything that's got Tom Hardy in it is going to be good because he's a hell of an actor. I ended up that movie that Tom Hardy did where he played the two roles, the Cray twins. That is an amazing movie because even though Tom Hardy was playing two different people that were twins, you could tell the difference. You could definitely tell the difference between the two because he was able to change it. Tom Delaney, 99 cents. Thank you, Mr. Tom Delaney. I appreciate it. Yeah, legend. There is personal stories I want to get into, and I'm not going to mention names and stuff. Maybe I'll save it for tomorrow because it's not a good story, but I wanted to, because it was an awkward situation for me, but I think I did the right thing. I do. But I want to talk to this person first before and make sure that it's okay because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And I didn't want to say something, but I did because I thought it was the right thing. I'm going to get into that tomorrow. I got to figure out how I want to voice it or put it on a little platter for you. And I also want to make sure that the person that I know, I'm able to talk about it. There was this other story that I wanted to play because I think my nightmare, well, I mean, dying is dying, but to get killed by a wild animal, not a wild animal, just an animal.
Morning's incident felt in viewing.
Terrifies me. Like getting eaten alive, that's a big fear. Because, speaking of doom watching, I will watch wildlife videos that are pretty brutal. That's the thing about it as well, too, that the animal kingdom, they just don't give an F. Because some of those animals will eat other animals alive. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not going to be around an unfamiliar dog without something to protect myself, especially at an animal shelter where a lot of these pets, have gone through a lot of trauma and they don't trust people. Like, it took me a while. This cat that I adopted, the stray cat, you can hear those, man, that fire station is one of the busiest fire stations in Volusia County. But it took me a while to gain the trust of that cat. The cat will mess you up as well too. But I could kill a cat easily. I've never done it, but if a cat was attacking me, I could handle it. I could neutralize the situation. But this woman, I guess, worked at a animal shelter. And I don't understand. Like, a lot of these dogs that come into these animal shelters are like skin and bones, malnourished. How did this dog take a hack at two people, killing one, injuring another?
The sorrow of this morning's incident felt in viewing this embrace, in this
Now, this is a Florida story, by the way.
pained expression. And the moment people who dedicate their lives to helping nurture abused and abandoned dogs back to health learn of the tragic incident.
I'm really very...
All right, so that would have to suck if that was the last thing going through your mind, that this dog that you're just trying to help turned on you and is killing you now. Like, you're like, oh, puppy, I'm just trying to help you. Trying to rescue you. I'm trying to feed you. I'm trying to clean you. Trying to take you to the vet, get your deworming, heartworm medicine, flea collar. And now you're biting out my throat.
I'm very upset about this.
Linda DeCurcio says she's a former volunteer at 100+ abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida.
Yeah, it might be 99 dogs now, because you know that they're putting that dog down.
And described a shock that almost felt too intense to bear after learning from BSO that a dog at the nonprofit's Oakland Park facility bit 2 women this morning, hurting one, the other dying.
All right, so you can only figure that these are probably older, retired, elderly people that are looking for something to do. They're looking for something to do, and they're like, oh, I'm going to help out, and I'm going to rescue a bunch of dogs. And this dog turned around and bit the hand that feeds it.
At the hospital.
The 2 adult females are workers, and one of them was working with the dog when apparently the dog suddenly snapped.
All right, so you would have to figure, right? A dog could bite you anywhere. I mean, it could get you in an artery, but like, you would think that the dog obviously had to get the woman in the neck, right? Latched on. And they really never say what type of they say mixed dog. Oh yeah, John Morgan enters the chat. I got to put that up there, because this is going to be a big payday. This is going to be a big ass payday, but who do you sue, and how much money are you going to get out of a nonprofit? It's not going to be that much. I'm sure that the nonprofit has insurance, so that's going to be your best score.
Second adult female tried to aid that first worker, and in the process, she herself got injured.
In August, Local 10 spoke with the rescue group's owner, Amy Roman, about her work rehabilitating Liam here, a malnourished pit bull found by a BSO deputy.
There he is.
Caring for neglected dogs is her life's work.
All right, so I used to be one of those people that just absolutely hated pit bulls. I was scared to be around them until I got to, when I would stay at Bubba's house, his pit bull, Peaches, that he got from Rob Kahn. I've owned Chihuahuas, and those little bastards are mean. But that dog, Peaches, which was a pit that he got from Rob Kahn, that dog would sleep in the bed with me every single night when I stayed over there. And I know a lot of you guys, oh, well, that's because you were playing the peanut butter game with Peaches. No, not true. Just that Peaches was a great dog. And like I said, I don't know why I'm talking about Peaches in the past tense. Peaches is a good dog. But at the same time, I used to be one of those people that did not trust pit bulls. And I don't want to be one of those people. It's not about the breed. It's all in how you raise them. Well, that is true. But like I said, Not going to be around an unfamiliar dog without a weapon, at least a pocket knife.
Today, we were there as Amy rushed to the scene. Earlier, she told Local 10 the dog behind this morning's attack is a mixed breed named Gladys.
See, you gotta watch out for those mixed breed dogs. My dad always used to tell me, the cur dogs, those cur dogs that, and if you don't know what a cur dog is like a farm dog. It's a dog that rarely ever sees anybody. Rarely, let's say if you saw somebody that wasn't Caucasian, because the cur dog on the farms only saw white people. The dogs are also colorblind, so go figure. But those cur dogs were mean as hell. My dad said he had a dog, Tippy. They would have a rat, because they kept a lot of corn out in the barn. And during the wintertime, they would get infested with rats and stuff, and they would just let old Tippy in the barn, leave him out there all day. Tippy'd have a pile of like 40 rats, like laying right there at the door like he was a cat, showing off his kill. Speaking of Doom videos, like I did earlier, I got into a little YouTube vortex like Bubba talks about all the time. These little terriers. These rat terriers. Now, I didn't realize that's why they call them rat terriers. But these farmers will go out there with like 5 or 6 of these rat terriers, and you're like, what are they going to do? Those little bastards are vicious because they grab those rats by their head or their ass, and they just sling them back and forth, basically breaking every bone in their body. And those little rat terriers will get down in the hole. Man, they're just like cold-blooded assassins. And I can sit there. I watched a 30-minute video of rat terriers killing rats.
Just a few weeks ago.
Sweet Gladys. She was a sweet dog. She was a big dog, but she was a
sweet Gladys. And the thing is that people are going to be more upset about the dog because the dog's getting put down. That dog cannot be adopted because it's a liability. It's already been a liability. So the dog's going to get put down. And that people are going to get really, really pissed that they're going to kill the dog. And they're going to be more upset about the dog than what they are about the woman losing her life. And where was everybody else, man? Like I said, this all could have been prevented. And why are these... Matter of fact, now thinking about it, this is a big liability lawsuit written all over it. Because if you're getting dogs off the street, like I said, that have been traumatized and everything, probably have been beaten, starved, had to fend for itself. Why are those dogs not wearing muzzles? Because you cannot trust a feral dog. Oh, it needs to be shut down. Just like a feral cat. Like, good luck trying to grab a feral cat. A feral cat will mess up your whole entire year. If you try to grab a feral cat, man, they are mean as hell.
Sweetie. They take such great care of these dogs. They're wonderful with these dogs. And how something...
You want me to be honest? This woman does not even work there anymore. She's a former employee. I bet the owner was like, hey, can you do me a solid? We had Gloria, or whatever the dog's name was, killed one, injured another. I need you to call in, even though you don't work for me anymore. I need you to get down there. Because it's easy to get on the TV news. If you walk up and you said, hey, I'm a former employee here at this nonprofit. I know all the behind-the-scenes stuff. And then she's just doing damage control. Oh, they took care of the dog, da-da-da-da-da. Well, yeah, they took care of the dogs. They just didn't take care of the volunteers.
Like this could happen. It's unbelievable.
Expressing absolute disbelief. Now, just a short time ago, 100+ abandoned dogs of Everglades, Florida, posted to Facebook that their hearts are broken, they say, for their dear friend who lost her life today. They could go on to say the deepest condolences to her family and friends, that they are grieving, and quote, ask for you to please give us time to process this great misfortune and loss of our dear friend. I can tell you that this embrace in this.
That is code for give us time. We're not really that upset. We just have to come up with a good legal defense. You know, that's what it is. Because now if any employee talks or the owner talks or the manager talks, every bit of what they say is going to be used in a court of law. You just don't talk. You just do not talk at all. Where the hell is the bridge story? I don't even know where the hell that is. Now, where is the bridge story? I don't even know where that is. God damn it. Give me a second. I'm coming. Oh, that sounded weird. Here, this is what I wanted. One of the things that's been story that has been going around, everybody's upset about this new this all ended up happening when they came up with the Sunrail here in Central Florida in Orlando. A lot of these people, I've never understood. I don't get upset. I don't feel bad for people that get run over by trains. It's pretty easy not to get hit by a train. I'm just saying. You know, there's already been a couple of cars that have been hit because of this new Bright Line that we have here in Florida. It's a train that runs from Central Florida, Orlando, down to Miami. And a whole bunch of those cars have been hit, and people just get impatient. Florida drivers are the worst. And they just can't be patient enough to wait. Everybody wants to. And then they do this. Just like blocking an intersection, they do it with the train tracks. People always get caught in no man's land when it comes to being on the train track, especially during rush hour. And nobody can be cool about it. And it happens all the time. But I also say the same thing goes for
the bridge begins to open.
Drawbridges. If you, I don't know why I sound like, Bill Cosby there, but the same bridge here, a woman died recently because she was walking across it and they opened it. And I've already spotted the flaw of this bridge. They're trying to lay this all on the drawbridge operator. And a matter of fact, I really think that these big ass boats, they should not be able to go under these bridges during rush hour traffic because these big rich ass dicks with their big ass yachts are holding up rush hour traffic just so they can get their big ass boat under a small bridge. But how do you die from a drawbridge? We're not talking about a bridge collapse here. We're talking about they got little arms. I think this one has arms like train tracks. But how do you die from a drawbridge?
With the driver still behind the wheel.
Let me get back here.
The Lantana Intercoastal Bridge last October.
Wait, so it does have an arm. They got the little arrow there. They got picture in picture with the arrow. And this person runs it.
A car drives on the bridge as...
I don't know. No, he made it. So what the hell is the problem here? You should have gunned it if you knew that the toll or the bridge was going up.
The gates close behind him. The driver then stops at the...
Okay, this is on him. I'm sorry. This is completely on him. He stops right there. Why stop? If you made it under that little arm thing, and you see that one just bust through it.
The edge of the bridge. Fast forward 33 seconds. The bridge begins to open with the Intercoastal Bridge last...
What? All right, I got to figure this out. This is really pissing me off now. Look at this.
The driver still behind the wheel.
What would you guys have done? Would you have gunned it off of there? No, because the nose of his car. See, he's at the point of no return. That nose, now you're not going anywhere. But I also don't think that the car is going to fall into the water. And look at what this dumbass does.
Bridge lifts the vehicle, where it teeters over a pit with a 40-foot drop. Appearing panicked,
he opens up his door. That's the last thing you want to do, because when you step out, you can fall through that crack. Your car is not going to throw or fall through that crack. And look at this. Have you guys noticed this? Over here to the right, you see that little tower there? That's where the drawbridge operator is. There's no line of sight there. There's no line of sight at all where they can see that car on that bridge right now.
Driver opens the door. Gravity slides the car forward and it slams into the roadway.
I don't know if that's not gravity. That's motion, because the bridge is pushing it. Gravity didn't do a damn thing there. All right, I'm getting really. I got to figure this out tomorrow. This
Gravity slides the car forward and it slams into the roadway below. The bridge closes and the unidentified driver gets back into his car and drives away. The bridge tender on duty.
All right, I say that this incident is all on him. This is all on him, not the drawbridge person. You gave the person enough notice. I mean, if it's close, I know a lot of people run like stale yellow lights. This guy barely made it underneath that safety bar. And then you got one on the other end, but you stopped on the bridge, you idiot.
Last October, a now former Palm Beach County employee told investigators that she did not see the vehicle on the bridge until she closed the bridge.
And you know for a fact the first thing they did, they random drug tested her. And that's got to be a boring ass job. You know, she's probably like smoking weed up in there. Didn't see it. She took a big bong rip. Did not see this. It looks like a Lexus to me. But like I said, this is on this driver. Plus, it's also on the company that runs the drawbridge, because that is a bad, poor line of sight.
The county terminated the bridge tender for violating policies, including visually checking the spans. She declined an on-camera interview and told...
I swear to God, sometimes the news stations, especially the local ones, are idiots. Of course. You know what always gets me too? Whenever like somebody gets arrested for some like horrific crime and they're out on like bail, they'll go to the house, even if they're not even out on bail. They want to just knock on the door. And I've never, ever seen somebody that out on bail that just committed a crime answer the door and grant an interview to a reporter. Sometimes you get a dumbass family member or an in-law that'll speak. I'm telling you right now, like if it was a family member of mine and they were caught being pedophiles, oh, hell yeah, I'm throwing that bitch under the bus.
Told Contact 5 over the phone her view from the bridge was obstructed. And
yeah, it is. But she did have cameras, but that camera system looks very shoddy.
She just didn't see the car on the bridge. Contact 5 started digging into bridge tenders following the tragic death of 79-year-old Carol Wright February 6th after the Royal Park Bridge opened while she crossed it.
When the bridge tender pushed that button to...
This guy right here, he's like, cha-ching, cha-ching. And the woman fell in. I don't understand how you die from a drawbridge. Just like I don't understand how you can die and get hit by a train.
Lift that bridge, that was basically giving Carol a slow mental and physical death sentence is all she did.
No. That's the other thing. I hate when lawyers go over the top. This bridge tender that you like to call them, he didn't give a death sentence like he was a judge. Not a governor that can give you a stay of execution. I don't know. I mean, it doesn't seem like that bad of a death. She had a good life. What'd they say, 78, 79? I mean, yeah, if I was her child, I'd be kind of pissed. If that was my grandma, I'd be pissed. She had a good life. She had a hell of a ride on the way down.
Attorney Lance Ivey, who represents Wright's family, said the bridge is owned by the Florida Department of Transportation and is manned by bridge tenders from a third party, Florida Drawbridge, Inc.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I bet Florida Drawbridge is like...
This is crazy. I don't know shit about fuck.
That would be my statement. I'm telling you right now. It would be, because Florida Drawbridges Incorporated, yeah, I think they're going to lose that contract.
The company didn't respond to repeated requests for comment.
Of course they're not. It's an ongoing...
comment, and the Florida Department of Transportation refused to comment on the investigation.
Our goal is that will never, ever, ever happen to another family.
We're learning much.
All right. I got to know the statistics. Mr. Producer Vulture, can you find out and maybe just put it in the chat room? How many people die a year in the United States from drawbridge related deaths? If I had to guess, probably saying less than 100. Saying in between 60 and 100. I don't know, man. That still seems kind of high. I just don't get it. And while you're at it, Vulture, if you could, please find out how many people die and get hit by trains. I know a lot of them. A lot of people love to commit suicide by train. But man, because you see it all the time. Whoa, 37 people in the United States died from what? Toll bridge or drawbridge related deaths? Or is that train deaths? Because I just think that it's like thinning of the herd. I mean, it's tragic. It really is. But come on, man. It's not that hard to not die from a train or a drawbridge. I did so much show prep. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be able to go, guys, because I'm tired. All my doom watching of Euphoria last night. I guess I couldn't sleep. Oh, where is this? Hold on. All right, hold on. Is this it? Nope. Desktop show prep. There we go. Got it. I got to remember where all this stuff is at. Oh, this is another thing that I wanted to talk about. This was a great story. I love how they will find these little podunk towns and like,
easily forgotten.
That
The
town.
poop train.
We're going to dump our poop water. New York City, they're sending down their poop on a train. Man, I wish I had some type of musical talent, because there's a parody song there. There really is. There's got to be a parody song when it comes to this. I'm sure maybe Manson's already worked on it or something. Who knows?
Easily forgotten. The poop train. For months in 2017 and 18, it rolled into Jefferson County, carrying human waste from parts of New York and New Jersey. People living in West Jefferson, Adamsville, and Graysville were terrorized by an odor that's...
All right, come on now. See, I mean, New Jersey is nothing but a waste dump as it is. Did they run out of room to throw their waste? Are they pooping that much? Well, I got to tell you, a lot of people are probably pooping more because of the pandemic at their houses, and I'm sure that they got to do something with it. But I would love to hear somebody do a parody song of, oh, come on, don't. See, this is why I'm all bogged down again. Shut up. Anyways, here, I'll play the rest of this. I know it's a train wreck.
Some described as a decomposing body.
It smelled just like I had run over a corpse.
But by this...
Whoa. Hold on. Wait. What did that woman just say? Wasn't even paying attention.
Like I had run over a corpse.
But
I ran over a corpse. I love when people love to say, oh, I ran over a corpse, or it smelled like a dead body. I've never smelled a dead body, but I've heard that it is a very, very unique smell. Yeah, it does. You see 3 or 4 every month in Orlando area dying by trains. But I mean, people overuse that phrase. Smells like a dead body. Everybody remembers when Casey Anthony's mom called 911. Smells like there's been a damn dead body. This is the parody song that I want to hear. Hold on. Wait a minute. Come on, ride that poop train. And ride it. Poop train. I probably just lost a lot of listeners there by even trying to do that bit.
By the summer of 2018, Big Sky Environmental vowed to stop hauling in the out-of-state waste. It appeared to be a victory for people in the area. But West Jefferson resident David Brassfield had his doubts.
I really never thought it was gone because I knew that that Big Sky was very aggressive at getting this waste into this area.
Yeah, man. And that's the thing about it. You know, are they just dumping it out there, like just putting it all over the ground? It's not like horse manure or cow manure. Human waste is just way more dirtier than animal poop.
Yeah, and making the money they're going to make off of it.
And Brassfield was right. For the last few months, he's heard rumors about Big Sky Environmental building their own rail spur on their property. This month, the Alabama Department of Environmental Management confirmed those.
Oh, who cares? It's Alabama. I mean, they win national championships in college football every other year. So what's a little poop train going to do for you? It's not stopping Nick Saban. Nick Saban is still recruiting 5-star athletes for the Alabama Crimson Tide, and they got poop trains. You know who doesn't have poop trains? Gainesville. Dan Mullen couldn't get a 3-star athlete, and they don't have poop trains. But Alabama, look at all poop trains. Epic poop trains. Epic poop trains. And Nick Saban's like, I'm so much the man when it comes to coaching. I'll do it. It's like having one hand tied behind your back plus a poop train, and I'm pulling in 5-star athletes.
Suspicions. These are pictures taken by an ADEM inspector on February 1st. They noted a newly constructed rail spur and 8 empty rail cars.
So what's being hauled into the rail yard here at Big Sky? Well, documents show it could be that out-of-state human waste. Since November, at least 3 different wastewater facilities from New York and New Jersey have received permits to dump their waste here at Big Sky.
Are they
in New Jersey?
I swear to God, man, I'm having the worst luck tonight when it comes to running this stuff. Oh, man.
Pictures taken by an ADEM inspector on February 1st. They noted a newly constructed rail spur and 8 empty rail cars.
So what's being hauled into the rail yard here at Big Sky?
Kind of a fancy outfit for doing local news in Alabama. All right, I'm out. This son of a bitch is running so...
Not easily forgotten.
This is not me,
the
people.
poop train.
I swear to God, it's not me. This computer is getting so bogged down, and I only got
Since
one
November, at least
open.
3 different wastewater facilities from New York and New Jersey have received permits to dump their waste here at Big Sky.
Brassfield feels like this is deja vu.
Hey, John B., did you mean to say lies or lice? Because I'm sorry if you got lice. I haven't had lice since I was in elementary school, but good one there, buddy. Appreciate it.
It happened before, and people have a short memory. They have already forgotten it. Well, this summer, when they start dumping real sewage back over...
I bet this guy makes some hell of a sun tea jug. You can just tell. Yeah, I'm live. Sorry, I was being a dick there, John B. But just the way this guy's talking, you could tell, like, he makes sun tea every morning. That's like his thing. Gets up, gets his coffee, puts a bunch of tea bags in a big pickle jug. They cleaned out, put it out there, make some sun tea for him and his old lady. They sit out on the front porch and watch the poop train roll in.
Over there again, then you can bet when it gets hot and it gets good and humid, and we'll be seeing flies.
But Adams.
Nothing worse than those blowflies as well, too. I mean, the normal housefly is okay. Horseflies, ugh. If you had to rank flies, I say like the big three. You got the housefly, the blowfly, and the horsefly. The horsefly, man, you let one of those get a hold of you, especially because they get big as hell here in Florida.
Says this time will be different. In a written response to some of my questions, they said that the last time this was an issue, the rail cars were stacked up at off-site rail spurs, which were outside of ADEM's purview. This time, the rail yard is on-site and as such is subject to the requirements of their solid waste disposal permit. But for Brassfield, this isn't.
All right, see, this is why New York has the best bagels. Everybody says, oh, New York's got the best bagels. You want to know why New York has the best bagels? They say it's because of the water. It's because of the water. And I've always wondered why the water in New York would make bagels taste so good. It's because they're shipping their poop down to Alabama. Roll Tide. Roll poop.
Good enough. He doesn't want to see this human waste brought into Alabama at all.
Just fed up with politicians of all levels. No state should have to be forced or allowed to take sewage.
I bet politicians getting paid. Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. I was talking about the poop train, John B. Here, look. Why is John B? Everything seems backhanded. My God, what the hell did I do, man? I'm having a rough broadcast here. This computer keeps all bogging down on me. And I swear to God, I haven't watched any porn on this at all. I haven't gone to any sketchy sites. Wink, wink.
From another state so they can profit in this state. How does that profit our state?
In Jefferson County, Sarah Killian, WVTM 13.
Thank you, Sarah. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm fed up with all that Yankee poo. We lost the war. Now the Yankees, they get to send our poop down. That's what Stonewall Jackson, he negotiated that. That was a part of the terms. They get to send their poop down here as a reminder not to step out of line anymore. They want us to get rid of the rebel flag. They want to send the poop down here. I ain't going to stand for it. Just not going to do it. All right. I'm really getting out of here. I apologize about the poor, board working. I've been keeping the show pretty tight. But, my computer is like a 62 tonight. And if you listen to the Bubba Loves Fun show, you got that joke. Because B-Fud was a 62. Anyways, guys, hope you guys have a great night. Hope you guys stay safe. And I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to be on at 6. I've been trying to eat dinner with my mom every single night. You know, we got the new place. And we got a dining room table. We sit down and eat at the table every single night. Something that we do. Is that something that people still do, by the way? Do family members sit down at the dinner table and still have dinner? It's just a question. I would like to hear from you. You can leave me a voicemail because I'm getting out. Maybe we can talk about that a little bit more because it is good. Because I'm learning to appreciate family more because they're dropping like flies for me. And I don't have any brothers or sisters. I got some relationships with some cousins. But after that, I'm on my own. I don't ever see myself getting married again. I didn't do too well. Yeah, I mean, you should. Yeah, I hear you, Howard. Anyways, guys, I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get some rest. I need to sleep. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. I really, really appreciate it. If you could help spread the word about the Tuddle Daily Podcast, broadcasting live every night at 6 on all the numerous platforms.